Hello. I guess I thought I'd throw in my 2 cents, another male perspective, so to speak, um, on a situation that was posted originally by In Love Out of Time. Was that the name? I believe that was it. So, Up Down Mostly, he pretty much nailed it to the cross, but I don't know, I just figured, well, maybe a younger male perspective would be welcome as well. I don't know if I have anything really unique to say about it. And I already left the comment, basically, about the one girl that I had. If you haven't seen the video, the original video that I'm responding to, you should watch it. It's really interesting. It's an interesting situation. It's one of those I haven't really given much thought to before, and it kind of makes me think about a few things in my own life and a few experiences that I've had. To me, it sounds like... And see, the thing of it is, I don't know, when I call this a male perspective, I don't know how much male there really is in this brain of mine, because a lot of my opinions about the world and my views have come from my mother. And so, as such, with her having been divorced 3 times, I've heard more than my fair share, gotten my education's worth on why guys suck. So, and having a sister in the mix, that just kind of... magnifies the feeling quite a bit. But when it comes to guys, I think that a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, they need a certain, what they're looking for in life is a goal. They're looking for a destination, a finish line. And in a friendship, you don't really have that, basically. In a marriage, you do. You have the first kiss, you have the first boink, you have the day that you get married, and you celebrate all these different days, their anniversaries, some more than others. But, with the friendship, it's hard for guys, I guess, to really understand how that pays off as an investment. I mean, guys think that when they get married, it's all just going to be so easy because they finally can say that they're married, and they can be in love, and they can live the life. But... it's so much of a status upgrade these days that it's not, that's not what it's about. It's about falling in love, and a lot of guys can't see that. So I think when it comes to what this guy was hoping all this time that he would get the courage to ask you out, I think he had it in his head that maybe he was going to, make this into more of a quest, more of something that he could actually finish what he started. And make it into an investment that was going to pay off by him being able to say that he was married, but that's not really what it's about. A friendship is an investment that pays off with such a small, all you got to do is say hello. That's all the investment you need. And that investment, that simple investment, that one little word, could pay off for the rest of your life. And it's just like planting a seed and it grows into a tree. It's incredible. And I guess guys have a hard time seeing that kind of thing because they want something where, it's just like a tree growing. There's really no limit to how high it grows, and most trees aren't going to grow to the sky. But it doesn't mean that there's a set, solid limit that they can get to before they're finished. And so, I don't know. What was I even getting at? I was trying to get at something there. But a lot of times, I guess guys think that that a friendship isn't really the same kind of, it's not as worthy. You don't go around bragging about your friends, how many friends you have, unless you're talking about MySpace. But a guy doesn't talk about, hey, I've known this person for 20 years. Isn't that something? Because guys don't care about that. All they care about is, something that they can prove, something tangible that they can have, that they can brag about to their friends. I know this isn't making a bit of sense at all. I don't know why I can't get it straight. This one girl that I'm talking about, the one that I left in my comment, the one that I was talking about in my comment, I should say, is, her name is Beverly. And, oh yeah, I used her real name. I don't think she's ever going to see this, though. And she knew right off the bat that I had feelings for her, that I had a crush on her. And she was one of my sister's friends who came over in the afternoons occasionally, and just every single day I looked forward to it. I deliberately set up certain songs to be playing on the radio, set myself up to be a really cool part on a video game. And, I did the stupidest crap. But, and eventually one day I left her a note saying, saying, because she was kind of suicidal and her parents were abusive, and it just wasn't a very pretty situation, and I felt bad for her. And so I left her this note and saying, no matter what you think, I want you to know that you are special, and that you give me something to look forward to every day, and blah, blah, blah. It's just all this cheesy crap. But I meant every word of it. And, eventually, as time went on, she came to realize that it meant a little bit more than that, which it did, and as I look back on what I was thinking then, I remember that I was thinking, this could be one that I could win. Guys, throughout history have always battled the dragon to save the princess, or just generally done things that had a specific goal in mind to win the girl. And it's really, it's so hard to overcome that mentality that's been established in society and the world, just, it's hard for guys to get around what they've been taught, that they are the heroes, that they're the ones who do all the work, they're the ones who win the game, and save the girl, and the girls are the reason we do it, and yada, yada, yada. Just so much of it is, it's predicated on a mentality that women are some kind of object, some kind of prize to be won. And it's so hard for guys to see that they can be real people, they can be friends, and that you can relate to them, and you can talk to them, and you can share experiences with them without it having to be a step up from what it was before. It's just an experience. I'm sure you get to know them more as time goes on, but since you can't measure that tangibly, guys get frustrated with that. But still, I can totally see why you feel the way you do about this guy saying that he had wanted to ask you out all this time, because then you got to go back and look at all the things you've done together and wonder, what was he really thinking? Did he have an ulterior motive all this time? I can see why that would bother you, and that's why it's such an interesting situation, because you don't know if it was out of fear or respect that he didn't do it. He's saying that it was out of fear, but maybe it's possible that it could have been out of respect, although nothing seems to suggest that. If he would, if he's even saying it to you now, that doesn't seem to suggest that he has a respect for, the investment. Like Up Down Mostly was saying, he's invested himself in a girl, and you've invested yourself into a guy now, and you've chosen who you're going to be with. So for him to turn around and say, well, I really wanted it to be you all this time, it's almost like a guilt trip or something. I don't know. But it's a very interesting story. I really appreciate you sharing that. It's got me thinking quite a bit.